Hello everyone, welcome to another Company of Heroes commentary. This is your host Greyshot117 and my teammate Ryan versing the enemy team Adrusha Marco on Rezhev Winter. This was an interesting match indeed, and if you're looking for a very intense, awesome Company of Heroes 2 match, look no further. Myself and Ryan both played as Germans, and of course, Andrea, was this? Andrea? Andrushka and Morrow? Great. Great. Love how the guys in the enemy team has to have such interesting names. Now, of course, with the update, for the Germans, it really doesn't change. I originally, for some reason, clicked the extra engineer. Stopped that. Grabbed a heavy MG team. Set my engineer team for the center. Ryan did a similar thing. He's setting something down and going to make his own teams. Now, this is a 2v2 map, and although I do believe this map is, I don't know, I feel like this map is most common in a 3v3 environment, just because, again, 3 different spots, kind of like 3 choke points. But again, it's still a fun 2v2 map. It's just, you can't really overextend yourself. Now, I did pick a new doctrine. I picked the, I think this is the Spearhead doctrine, if I do have to say so. No, it's Lightning War. Okay, Lightning War. You still get the Tiger, but and you get the Stuka, which is great versus tanks. I just upgrade myself with the Jaeger Light Infantry, which is great long-range weapons. Now, of course, after the MG, I grabbed the Grenadiers. I'm moving the MG up to the center point. I'm going to put it into that tower. Here, let me get rid of this. Actually, and of course, my teammate made the, what is this? The Jaeger Armor Doctrine? That's... Why is it called the Jaeger Armor? I mean, I get Hunter, but whatever. Anyway, pretty much instead of a Tiger, he gets an Elephant, Scope, and he, let's see what the enemy team has. The enemy team has the Advanced Warfare, so he gets T-85s, and I don't know what Morrow's gonna pick right now, but I'll let you know. It's gonna be something to deal with the IS-2. Yes, this is a map with the IS-2, and this is a map with the IS-2 versing tigers and elephants. So get ready for an action-packed episode. Now, for us, we knew that, of course, they're gonna go for this point. There's no way we could really fight for this effectively. So what we did was we were gonna capture this point, and then put up a defensive line here, defensive line here, and defensive line here. As you can see, Ryan already did that, but I think Ryan did this. Yeah, of course. Yeah, he put his guys here before capping it. Anyway, so my guys here, I'm just waiting. My idea was to put a bunker, and then on the right side, the fighting begins. Okay, so I move my guys to heavy cover and move my other guys over here to flank him. He might think he's flanking my guys, but I'll pull them back. But what he doesn't know is my guys flanking his guys, which pretty much make this cover null and void, and my guys can pick them off one by one, well, with my other Grenadier squad supporting. He has to retreat, because, well, you know, doesn't want to lose his guys, and I'm going to successfully hold off this point. Now, as you can see here, he is bringing a ton of infantry to support, and he's going to try to make another push. Now, pretty much an even fight. I bring in my own mortar to help hold the middle, because I feel like the middle is going to be where the point, pretty much most of the fighting is going to occur. Anyway, but on the right here, they are putting up a ton of defensive. They have MGs. They have, yeah, tons of MGs. Is that guy putting up, I believe he's putting up, no. They have 3, wow, is that 3 MGs? Yeah, they have 3 MGs guarding this point. They really think we're going to assault them. But we're not. Again, we don't want to overextend our lines. It's something you really never should do. So, especially in this point, you know they're going to go for it, so why even bother? Anyway, I put an MG here. That way, they can't really come around this way. They have to come here, and that way it also gets this point. I'm also going to tell these guys to guard at this point. That way if I can see them flanking. But anyway, they do pop in the frame, because they go into this building. My guys are in heavy cover, and this MG is currently attacking them, which is amazing. Over here, of course, Ryan is putting down some defense of his own. MG. I believe he's going to place some mines. Yeah, he'd barricade this. That way he couldn't get his infantry across. Very smart tactic. That way he doesn't flank through this way. Although I was kind of busy. Couldn't really do that. But, you know, having some trouble. Anyway, luckily this MG is currently owning them. This MG can't do anything to that MG. So, you know, it won automatic victory. I move my mortar to counter. Move these guys to retreat because they got flanked themselves and pinned. And I keep these guys here to keep fighting this. My MG's in position though, so it's going to start taking out the building. Again, great tactic. This guy can't hit this, so it's just going to keep firing at long range. And this thing will keep the building in sight, so my mortar can keep firing at will. Now over here, they did capture this point, and they are capping this point. I didn't want to really move in because I didn't know what they had. And as you can see, they have way more guys than I do. So, and I really want to focus on one front at a time. Ryan is moving his forces in to cover. Ryan also put a nice little MG bunker down, so, you know, covers this area really well. And now he's going to move in to support this area. I did upgrade my engineers with a flamethrower. Although, as you can see, he's flanking me, so it's not really doing that all that well. I retreat my guys, but of course he's going to bring up his. The MGs and my MG are going to keep them from advancing. The mortar is going to take them down while pinned, and they're going to have to retreat. Yay us. Unfortunately, they have this MG here, which is covering them. And, wait, is this MG 42? Hold on one second. Oh. Huh.
HMG crew is ready.
Maybe? Huh, that's weird. Sorry, the path of it's just very open. That's, I don't know. Unlike... Oh, I can just zoom in. Yeah, it's a Maxim. Okay. I thought they took one of ours, so I was like, wait, how's that possible? Anyway, they bring up their AT because they know right now they don't want to have any German light vehicles take him out. But unfortunately, AT does very little against, well, at least normal. You know, you get the artillery, it's going to start doing a lot. But it's hurting us, but it's not really that powerful. Anyway, over here, I move in a bunch of infantry, retake that spot. And I also retake this spot with an MG here. Oh wow, and of course I blew up the building, so yeah, that MG kind of died. So going on with this fight, they're just firing long-range artillery at us, which is somewhat effective. It's creating nice cover for us. Again, every explosion makes cover. But what they don't know is that since they use that ability over here, I can now move up and start firing at them. What I didn't expect was this MG to start hitting me. So I retreat these guys and tell them to go on the opposite end just to hold that point. They bring up an MG, however. Just really gonna start causing up some distress. So I make myself a sniper. Let's see, I have these guys over here holding this point. I think, yep. I have an MG bunker here. Now, if you're wondering why this position, that way it covers this area and also covers up to here. So that way our entire flank is covered. And then this comes over here. Now they do this stupid thing. Yeah, I will say stupid. But they move up this AT first, where in actuality you really want to move up the infantry, then the supportive weapon. My mortar comes down, kills a lot of their guys. I think it was my mortar. Yeah, it's either mine or his, but still. Our mortars are just tearing their infantry apart. Although I have to retreat, they did take heavy losses, and they lost an AT gun, which is great for us. I am moving my guys around and putting it up NG. Over here, they're not really attacking. They're still putting up defensive positions because, you know, they are worried of an assault by us. I'm putting some mines down, and I do put a mine here because I know if they're going to send a tank, it's going to come through this way. So back over here, I tried to take the spot again, but unfortunately, because of the double AT going on, and also their troops moving in, not going to be very effective. My sniper's right here. It's going to start picking them off, and my guys right here. it'll come out and start taking them out. My MG is going to pin them. My sniper will take them out one by one, and my guy behind is going to come from behind and literally burn them to bits. So yeah, they have to retreat. Oh, and look at that. They're in full retreat, but my guys are still tearing him to bits. And unfortunately, his last guy is now burning in a snowy mess. Now, the reason I brought up a sniper, yes, it's a German sniper, and they're not really effective against Soviet snipers because, you know, one person, they're pretty much dead. However, it's great, especially in a blizzard. That way you get, like, an extended look, and that way you can see what's going on. Because you get that added sight range with a sniper. Even a blizzard, it gets, like, reduced, but still, it's definitely farther than most infantry units. Now what they're doing is, they have this nice little defensive line, and they're just bombing this area because they know we're taking it somewhere. They really don't know, they're just guessing and trying to stop us. Yeah, but right now, Ryan is refocusing his efforts. He brought in his own Pack 40. Is that really a Pack 40? Huh. Anyway, brought in a Pack 40. Why is that? No, that's what we have. Wait, let me double check. Pack 40? Yeah, why do I think it's different? Anyway, problem is Pack 40. That way in case they do have an armor vehicle, which they do. They bring in their T-74. Did that guy finally pick a thing? So I can finally tell you guys what he picked? Yes, he did. Okay, he picked shock. Wow, okay. He picked the shock rifle front lines. This is... Wow, okay. Interesting. Very effective. Great against destroying infantry. As you can see now, Morrow is doing the best on their team. But I'm not doing half bad. Ryan's hasn't really been in a fight a lot. Anyway, let's get off this so you can see what's going on. It's a blizzard, so... Anyway, I tell these guys to start building points around. We refocus our front line here. He puts an MG bunker here. That way we can have a nice little MG line. That way in case they attack, we at least have something covering us. However, of course, with the threat of the AT and the artillery, MG bunkers are not exactly the best weapon to use, especially if they have tanks. Again, we have no idea if they have tanks or not, but again, it's past the 10-minute mark, so most likely they will have some kind of armor. Now, for myself, we didn't have armor. We focused more on infantry, and we're trying to just hold our front line. Because you can put 200 points to put this, but if they attack it, blow it up, you just wasted it. It's better to refocus your line. Anyway, so I knew they were in this area, so I brought up my mortar so I could start bombing them. To counter that, they bring up their own T-74s. Yeah. What they don't know is, unfortunately for them, is this Pack 40 is going to start owning them. So he has to pull back. Now, oh, wait. They're going to be all sneaky. They're like, alright, I'm going to flank his lines. Guess what? He's going to learn in about 3, 2, 1, and kablooey. How bad does that suck for him? Does he really think he's going to just waltz right in and be all A-okay? Not going to happen. My mine literally brings him down to probably 20% health. I then bring my own AT to up here. Originally I was coming up to here to help with that, but then I'm like, well, probably should head south. I do send some guys south to help with this side of Panzerfausted. I do have this emergency MG, which he forgets about and just moves his guys right in. So these guys are going to get pinned. Unfortunately, my MG bunker, I think, is going to die. Yep, it does. But still, at least this thing got blown up. Well, close to. Unfortunately, they do a nice little charge, and I, unfortunately, because of mortar fire, do lose my mortar. I'm losing quite a few guys. They're making a nice push. So anyway, sorry. Just this guy is charging at the front. However, as you can see here, he is a tank, and this Suez assault is not going to go very well. Back over on this side, his engineers are pinned. My guys are in full cover. Blow it up to Kingdom Come, and that's how you lose an engineer squad. Watch out with those fuel tanks. Watch out. Bring up my pack. He's going to try to heal him. Again, his conscripts have the healing ability, but at least now I have something covering. These guys are going to fire and pick off guys along range. He's bringing in another pack and a T-34 to try to make a nice little counter attack. because they know that we have the middle, and it's going to be one hell of a fight. And then besides, they know we have at least one Pack 40, so they're like, oh no, what if they have two? What they don't know, however, is I'm bringing in my own Panzer IV. So I bring in my Grenadiers, my Grenadiers, my Pioneers, and a pack to help deal with this mess. What he doesn't know is this is now in effect, so he's going to try to fire from long range. So while he's distracted, I'm going to move in my Pioneers? Yeah, my Pioneers, sorry. Doing this for, goddamn, it's the 10th episode, and I'm still trying to remember the names. To burn their AT down. I'm also going to come over here and try to build another bunker. That way I can have my, again, once more. Unfortunately, these engineers are really, engineer conscripts are really effective and are repairing these to full health rather quickly. So both I now have to deal with two T-74s. However, I now have my Pack 40 moving, my Panzer IV moving in. He's moving in another T-34 up through the center. And they're also moving another MG squad again, going through this point, which he should have remembered. Flanking with the conscripts, and then moving in. So it's a great attack. But he doesn't know about my own tank, which is going to render him slightly useless with that. So my Pack 40 is going to keep hitting them, my Panzer IV is going to start pounding them. Now, he's doing a really effective ability by just firing on that. However, my MG here is still tearing him to bits, and then my bunker is going to hit him. I don't know why he moved away. Maybe he was trying to, throw a grenade on me. So I'm going to keep firing, knock out his gun. I moved my tank back so that way, I can repair it. My pack does a great thing, blows up his one tank, hurts the other one pretty badly, if I have to say so myself. And I move in my engineers to hold. His guys are still being killed by my guy. My pack is barely alive, and he's about to lose his conscripts. Thanks to Ryan, he brings in a Stug to help support me. And unfortunately, this guy, even with a half-dead T-34, grabs another one. Because, why not? If so, I would have recommended that he attack me before with 3 instead of 2. Probably would have been a better turnout for him, but, he just chose to attack me a bit early. Now he decides to focus right here, but the nice thing is my pack... Oh, no. I think this is where I lose my pack, because... Yep. It gets off a single shot, and I'm just like, oh, no. Now I have to deal with this. However, even though with this guy barely alive, both their shots bounce, and another tank is coming in, which blows up their guy, and allows me to flank their T-74. And again, one T-74 is not really going to take out a Panzer IV unless it does its speed run ability, but I shot from behind, which rendered it useless. So 3 dead tanks right there. Interesting small tank skirmish. Now, I take this point with my newly made Panzer IV. I move in more conscripts to try to help out to take this point, and also try to help, because as you can see here, the other guy, Morrow? Yeah, I'll call him Morrow. Morrow made a small push to take the center. Quite effective. Unfortunately, Ryan's mortar squads are currently, decimating his infantry slowly but surely. But hey, he is taking that point, and the shock troops are, taking it. But I'm moving my guys in here to try to counter. I didn't expect so many MG fire. I mean, this guy has 1 left. He should really retreat that to get healed. But anyway, he moves up his Pack 40, starts firing. They try this incendiary barrage, but completely miss the infantry. He does have to retreat, though, just for safety precaution, as I retreat mine. Down here, they do a small engineer, thinking nothing would be over here, but unfortunately, my pack is still here, and my bunker is still here, now with an MG, to help keep them back. Unfortunately, this one's half dead, but, I'm saying this guy in to repair it, and also take the point. Also moving an MG here to help, MG this area so they can't move infantry in. But look at that, they bring in a KV-8 flamethrower tank to help clear the infantry. Because as you can see, we have a lot more infantry than we do armor. So he's going to move in and start burning all of our guys. What he doesn't know is my Panzer IV is going to move in to counter. And I believe his my my pack is also coming in. Yeah, my pack is coming in to support. So my guy is about to come in and do a flanking move. It bounces, and then his AT starts firing at me. Unfortunately for him, he wins this round, and I lose my Panzer IV. So it might have been an accident, but that actually did more damage than I thought by luring my guy into a trap. However, I'm going to bring this up, so if he does come back around, 1 or 2 shots with my Pak 40 is going to kill him before he reaches me. Down here, they're doing another large-scale attack, this time with T-3485s. Difference is they have an 85mm gun, very powerful. That thing, now this thing can hold up to a Panzer IV pretty well, if it's used correctly. So now I'm just trying to keep them back. So what I do is to buy time for my Pak 40 to come around, is I tell these guys to charge. That way they can take out the infantry, and also they can do a Panzerfaust on this 85. With this, he's gonna have to pull back because his tank is now weakened, and that the Stug plus my AT is more than a match for a damaged T-3485. Now, my goal is to at least take out that tank. I fire a rifle grenade to hurt him. I was hoping that engineer could burn him down, but unfortunately he's still alive. Luckily, my Pak 40 can still probably fire. Let me double check. Yep, we can see him because of my... Why can't we see him? Oh, I think it's just because of sight rounds. We can still fire and still hit that tank. Now, he's moving his infantry. Again, he has to watch out because I still have that guy there. So, anyway, Ryan's doing one hell of a job taking back that point, but they are moving in more tanks, more armor, and repairing their heavy tank to move in. So, unfortunately, the Stug is firing long range, and I move up my Panzer Grenadiers to help support. That way we can decimate and completely destroy these conscripts. As you can see here, it's just absolutely tore those things apart. Oh, wow, that thing bounced. That's interesting. Love the little Company of Heroes 2 glitches in this game. Now he's going to do this ability. I think he's going to call in a low bombing strike. That still doesn't work. Oh, yeah, he calls in a Sturmovik strike. Quite effective. However, I still managed to take out that AT. He does bring in another tank, however, this one's barely alive, and this is just a T-3474. So both with the Stug, I think that's an assault Stug, if I do. Yeah, it's an assault Stug.
German territory increases.
With the Stug and my Pak 40, we are more than matched for one tank, and then another half-dead tank. So they are beginning another assault here. They're not going for here because of the fact, you know, Ryan is very dirty, and he's going to put mines everywhere, so they really don't want to charge. Especially because Ryan has the, whatchamacallit, I believe it's the heavy anti-tank mines, which will pretty much blow up even a Tank 34, and probably one good hit. I bring in a Panzer IV to assist, tell my engineer to heal. Instead of putting another bunker down here, I just get myself an MG squad, and then I tell these guys to just set up that way to defend this point in case of another assault. Now, Morrow is doing a major assault here, moving in a ton of troops to try to take this point. Now, they don't want us to take it, so they do a nice little flame, so Ryan is going to retreat his guys, that way they don't burn to death, or at least move them out of the fire. I moved my Pak 40 back because I didn't want to get in those flames, but as you can see here, they are prepping for another large-scale assault with 2 tanks that could easily, you know, do some real good damage to us, especially with a 76 gun supporting. Now, I thought I could move in, and I do with my engineer squad. My hope was I could just, you know, get close enough to do it like a flame attack or 2, and I figured this heavy cover would help. And don't get me wrong, the flame attack is doing something. That mortar did a lot, but at this point I'm just like, are you kidding me? He's barely alive. Just kill him, please. Just shoot the one infantry guy. And then I'm like, okay, back up, decap. As you can see here, they're just completely destroying Ryan's infantry, so he's gonna have to pull back. I pull back here. And I believe it's another Sturmovik strike, so I think I'm gonna lose. Oh, no, he loses, guys. Look at that! They didn't make it off the ice. They're still on the ice. Oh my god. That's terrible. Anyway, we have both this pack MMG, so it's gonna be hard for them. Assault, we still hold this point, which is great for us. But, like anything, he's gonna attack with three tanks, 2 76s, and 185. What he doesn't realize, though, is A, I have a pack. I think I have a... No, I moved my pack up. So I only have my Panzer IV. What he doesn't know is these guys, I try to hide behind this building, because I'm going to give them Panzer Shreks. He's firing long range with his Stug. I'm very lucky enough that they're firing and hitting their dead tank. His dead friend is helping me. I told guys to help keep these back, making it. My MG's back. They're still trying ever so hard to kill my guy. But they're... And they succeed, but there's 2 Stugs. There's 2 Stugs. Plus my pack. Which is just going to completely surround him. And before he can retreat, he loses more tanks. Yup. And once again, I lose another Panzer IV. But we defeated his assault. However, in that time, Morrow brought up a goddamn IS-2. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the IS-2 has made his appearance into this game. Combine that with a KV-8 and a 34 with some light infantry support and shock troops. They have a decent army ready to move in. I love the burning tree effect. That's great, especially in a blizzard. It looks really, really cool. Luckily, my pack does have sight radius on them. Oh wait, no, I have sight radius on this. I didn't even see that. So anyway, I see a tank. And I'm just like, oh shoot! Fire at the tank! Fire at the tank! I do use a heat round on it. That way it can't fire, and then I just do a final shot to it, completely blowing them up. Note to self, I don't know about this IS-2. I have no idea. So I'm just like, yeah, he killed it. Oh no, what is that? So he moves his Stugs into counter, and I move in a Tiger. Yes, a Tiger to help fight the IS-2. Now his Thugs are doing a bit of damage, but unfortunately the AT and the other tank are just going to destroy his Thugs, so they're not really that effective. So as you can see now, we are really scared because we don't know what they have. And to be fair, they have quite a bit of units. They do. They have quite a decent attack force. However, our defenses are holding, but you know, we did lose that center point, so we're going to start dropping, so we're going to have to try to counter. Now, as you can see here, Red is going to refocus his efforts. He's not going to try these flank attacks because they aren't exactly working that really well. Well, to him, they're not working. But they are doing serious damage, which makes us, you know, save up for a Tiger, for myself, and then also have Ryan save up for an Elephant tank. Now, I'm going to put Fog of War on for this. This is why we chose the Elephant tank. Now, I'm going to just watch it off. With his Elephant tank, okay, in his zoom, see really far, but you can see that. Okay. Wow, that sucks for the MG. But look at that. The elephant just hit that unit. I think it hit that unit. Yeah, it did. So anyway, I have my guys over here. Gonna try, just in case they do another counterattack. That's what I was scared of. Red doing a flank attack again. But as you can see here, he was focused in the center. Our mortars are, or at least hit Ryan's mortar, 3-star mortar. Look how many kills, 31 infantry kills. That is an excellent mortar. Is keeping them back. But they're doing the smart thing, which we really, I mean, it took us some time to do, which they're capping all these points. So now Ryan is doing a desperate move, trying to move in up his guys to try to capture that point. They're using artillery, they're using tank fire, MG fire, everything. We do manage to decap it, however, they have guys there. What they don't know is our elephant, which is now firing long range at them. So his IS-2 is like, oh no, have to retreat, have to retreat, have to retreat. which it does, but they now have to fear our Tiger and his elephant, which I think might get a lucky shot. No, I do. So what I do is I move up my elephant to say hello, try to push them back, because I figured, you know, in a Tiger damage IS-2, I can easily beat them. But of course, they have this. They sacrifice a conscript squad to get this thing running, and then they also have this AT gun, and of course IS-2 plus another tank. And I'm just gonna be like, this thing is spazzing out. I'm just gonna play it safe and retreat. Ryan does call in an airstrike, which does damage this thing, but as you can see, they do have quite a few tanks. Now they're gonna do something stupid here. They're gonna move up with their armor. I don't know why you would move up with this tank, because literally one shot is gonna put it out of its misery. Also, why you would, you know, put over the ice. Look at that ice. One shot is gonna break. Anyway. So as you can see, it's a standstill right now. I do have my Tiger here. It's going to be repaired. I'm going to also move this guy here. That way, in case of a bombing strike, we don't both get hit. He's going to bring up his elephant slightly. He didn't meant to put it on the ice, but just the way you can see the enemy team's, you know, units. They do have a pack. They have excellent pack positions. I'll give them that. They put the packs in the best positions possible. That way they can fire at us. Here, I think, right as we get on the ice. That way, you know, say I bring a Tiger, they fire one hit, we go through the ice. What they don't know is this elephant is amazing, because with the scope on an elephant, so I believe here, let me go on Ryan just to see how he's doing. Yeah, Ryan has a ton. I think he was saving up for something big. Oh no, so with this unit's ability, he has an amazing scope. He can see that far with an elephant, with a scope. Look how far that is. It's absolutely incredible. So he's just going to start picking them off. Note it's very inaccurate over long distances. And of course, it is a tank destroyer, so the shots aren't exactly meant to take out infantry as much, but still, they do quite a bit. But this is going to at least help keep the armor back, but you know, only slightly. They call off a Stern Strike, completely destroy the infantry, and the other one has to retreat. However, this guy leaves, but he burns the area in case we try to attack. We cannot. My Tiger is getting repaired. Move up my AT. That's pretty secure. Over on this side, again, nothing's really changed. Keep these guys here. Gonna try to put some mines up later, but you know, main focus in the center. As you can see here, they're playing a large shock troop army. They have quite a few tanks. What happened to that?
Standing by.
I think that was his IS-2. Hold on. Yep, that was a dead IS-2 that got one-shotted by his long-range elephant. That's my bad. So as you can see here, they are planning a large-scale assault. They have quite a few tanks, including a new IS-2 at their disposal. But again, all they have to do is defend this point. We may be firing long range, but unfortunately, again, I'm just gonna, that way you can see the hold on. This tank is saw what they were doing and planning. We didn't have to spend stuff on a recon or whatnot. And it became very effective. That way you could tell, okay, they're charging, they're not charging, they grabbed stuff, they didn't grab stuff. For myself, I got a Panzer IV, and I put him here as a flanking position. In case they were charging a bunch of tanks across, I could flank around and hit them. You know, don't want to always go for a straight-on assault. Try to hit the enemy by its flanks. Very effective. Anyway, so my Panzer RAT guns plus his elephant is firing long range, hurting him pretty badly. I send these guys up, try to take this point. Unfortunately, a Katyushka strike is just going to, unfortunately, they know where the Tiger's being healed, so they're just going to start Katyusha striking this area, which I wouldn't blame them. This is where they know most of our infantry is. So right now, as you can see, they're bringing up a lot of AT. They're firing long range, trying to kill our infantry. I believe they're going to do a fire attack. Yep. Luckily, my engineers are just barely out of the flame distance, or at least not taking as much damage. They also call in a Sturmovik strike, but again, I was able to take it. My engineers do die, unfortunately, but I do retreat my grenadiers. So as you can see here, they have 3 fully operational tanks and a Katyushka. Now, let me go to Ryan real quick, because I'm gonna... See, that Katyushka is a problem, but Ryan's gonna take care of it. Ryan takes care of things like that. Anyway. So again, that Katyushka is constantly firing on us. It's starting to get really annoying now, because it's just like, okay, I just repaired this, and now it's barely alive. So what Ryan's going to do is with his tank, as you can see here, we can see that Katyushka. We know it's back there. So he's going to call in a nice little strike, which, I'll give you a guess which vehicles it's going to hit, and it's, this one right here. Kablooey. That's why I call it long-range effective strike. So you can see here the Soviets are massing a large assault. They're using AT to start weakening our positions. Our 8 mortar teams are being hit. I move up my Tiger just to keep pushing them back, along with moving up an Elephant, moving around the, I'm sorry, not Elephant, moving up Grenadiers to recapture this point. Over here, they have some guys running around, not really going to do anything because of the fact, you know, we've secured this point. They are really thinking that we're going to assault here. We're not. The major points here, I know for the fact, because if we attack here, or if they attack here, both people know that there's so many mines and so much stuff here. It's just not going to be worth it. It's seriously not going to be worth it. Look at this, they have another IS-2. They have 2 IS-2s, ladies and gentlemen, versing our guys. So let's see what we have. We have 1 Elephant, 2 Stugs, we have this thing. Luckily, I call in my 23mm guns, starts hurting them. Look at that, it did quite a bit of damage to them. So my plane is just going to keep strafing their tanks, which is great. It's just going to keep pushing them back, keep annoying them, and keep their armor from attacking us for a few critical moments. Wow, I save up enough resources to grab another Tiger. Oh, look how close that tank is to dying. That strafing run is amazing. How many kills does that thing have? Only 6. 4 infantry kills and it's a 2-star. God damn. Compare to this thing where it's like, huh. Oh, 2 vehicles destroyed, huh? Oh, that's probably why. They move up some guys, try to stop our guys from taking it, although I'm just barely in enough cover to keep it alive. They're repairing their tanks and doing a lot of artillery fire. Look at all that. Direct hit on the Elephant. Again, that thing is fully armored, not going to do squat. And the Elephant is doing quite well. Let's see. Let me double check how many kills that thing has. 3 infantry kills, 1 vehicle death. I mean, that thing is barely alive. So now I believe they're going to start an assault. This is like the standoff. This is like a goddamn giant standoff. Alright, you did fire. Kind of bounced off. Well, another hit? We've hit it again? No. Again, it's very inaccurate over long distances, but still can be effective. It's harassing them quite well. See, this guy's putting up mines all over the place over here. Again, I'm not going to charge. I know they're going to do this. It's funny how close we got. Anyway, literally pulling out a second Tiger very shortly, and they have another Katyushka and quite a few more infantry. So right now it's just a big standoff in the center. He's sending in this unit, I think, to scout or just to move around. I hate this. Will go here. I wish there was a thing where it's like they would go a little
to your base, it would go in like friendly territory. Because my tank, when I wanted to move my Panzer IV or something, would like through here. I'm like, no, I want you to go all the way around. But as you can see, they're launching a major assault. I do have a new Tiger, so that's going to be A+ for us. I think Ryan grabbed a new... No, he didn't. Okay, hold on. So anyway, they have a large infantry assault. They're moving in 2 tanks. That was a good hit with the Elephant. Look at that. Long range. We have a lot of AT going on right now. I move up my tanks and also my other tank to flank. Blows up that tank. The flank worked. We're moving up. Pincer move on that IS-2. Good shot. It's now in the water. It's trying to back up, but no. Can it back up, ladies and gentlemen? Can it survive? No. It gets sunk to the bottom of the ocean. They know this. They bring up a lot more reinforcements. I move up my Tiger to bring up a crushing blow. I move this thing back just slightly so I know I can't go in the water. But as you can see here, my Tiger just does not give a fuck. And it is, pardon my French, but it is completely destroying their infantry and they have nothing to stop it. That was 2 IS-2s they lost in that assault. 2 IS-2s. My guys are currently pounding them. They still are controlling this point, but they are losing a ton of infantry in this assault. It's all... Look at that. His Elephant did a double hit. My Tiger's here helping keeping his Elephant safe. My other Tiger here is trying to back up. It's barely alive. Just trying to pull back. Ryan moved up his infantry, trying to push back his shock troops. This is a very intense battle. Blizzard's kicking up. We are trying to take this point. They bring up, Katyushka strike, trying to finish that thing off. I bring up more infantry. We try to move up. Their packs are defending. And we capture these points. That is how you turn a counterattack into an offensive. Or at least a counterattack from the enemy team into a offensive. We used that entire charge as to our advantage and completely wiped out their guys. That is a Company of Heroes 2 strategy. So anyway, his Elephant, how many, I was gonna say, yeah, 3 vehicle kills. Still, just firing long range at those guys. So right now I have this pack, I'm saying it HQ. Again, always HQ. Oh wow, and this is a great shot. It's bringing up another Elephant to help support. He's only bringing out 2. Any more, he feels like it would be too much infantry that he's wasting. But anyway, we have a bunker in between our base. That way we can have guys constantly repairing if we do have to send back. Oh, what's going on here? This Katyushka is going to start... They have another IS-2 back up for defense. I should actually check their points. Hold on. Let's show resources. Let's see. The Soviets have quite a bit of resources. Not much fuel. We have a lot more people than they do. Again, Morrow lost a lot of people in that assault. But we're close up to front. We're near the pop cap, which is good because all we have to do is hold this point. It's like Conquest in it's pretty much Conquest in Battlefield. Why take more points when you spread yourself too thin? So as you can see here, they're trying to make a decent push. It doesn't work. I'm sending my guys here to set up a nice little point here, and also repair this point while also repairing this area. Have my guys back here. Gonna move my Pack 40. Again, they're making a small infantry rush during the blizzard because they know our tanks can't see very far. Again, probably best. Again, it's risky, but hey, it's working because right now they're decapping this point and they recap this point because they know. Well, we can see them, but you know, they figured, oh, we'll use the cover of the blizzard to take these certain points, which is a smart tactic. Problem is, his Elephant has a scope. And now he has a second Elephant, so now he has a little bit more cover and a little bit more, you know, view over the battlefield. They have another IS-2 moving up, but what they don't know again is now he's positioning his 2 IS-2s. The entire battle, his IS-2 barely, Elephant barely took any damage. So right now they're just trying to defensive line, put up a defensive line. Unfortunately, Ryan said to move his tank, move my tank up to help. I thought he killed this thing, but no, he did not. And unfortunately, it just, you know, blew up my guy. No, oh, by the way, this Stuka at close air support will only target enemy units that are armored. It will usually not target infantry. So, heads up. I told my guy here to move up. Luckily, my tank took a shot from the IS-2, so I'm able to at least try to capture this. That mortar, unfortunately, stopped me from doing that, but hey, at least I decapped it. My plane did a nice strafing run, but it got shot down. I don't know what shot it down. I think maybe this got some good hits on it, but damage to that, and did shows IS-2. Unfortunately, that Stuka bomb strike, he called it a Stuka bomb strike, or wanted to, but unfortunately that didn't help. I do another Katyusha strike. This thing is barely alive. I'm trying to keep this thing afloat, because, you know, this MG bunker is the only thing keeping them from doing a large infantry rush over here, which would be very bad if they got a bunch of, let's say, close range infantry units around this tank. But luckily, these two are just two long-range artillery guns firing on their position. So right here, they have this tank preparing. I believe they're going to try to do assault on our flanks. But as you can see here, I have this Tiger guarding this flank and a Tiger guarding this flank. But anyway, as you can see here, it's a pretty close game. The enemy team is still they're still losing, but hey, they're at least staying in there. The problem is the fact that, yeah, we have a lot of heavy armor, which is really decimating their armor, but the problem is they have a lot of infantry, which is constantly capturing this point. So they are currently bombing us, so I'm like, you know, I'm going to bring in my own Panzerwerfer, and I'm going to bomb your units. See how you like it. You know, counter them. I believe he blew up this Katyusha's strike. Anyway, here's my strike. Does quite a bit to them, and they start blowing them can you come. Does another firebomb tactic to keep them from disarming it, but you know, didn't really work. I mean, that guy burned to death, but you know, not many other guys. Okay, so this guy's like, okay, that's it. We have to make a trot. We have to do something different. So let's flank around. As you can see here, his mines did not as much actually as mine did, but hey, they did quite a bit. Quite a bit. So I moved my Tiger into flank, with these guys constantly repairing it. I believe he did a Stuka strike or something? Maybe just recon. Maybe just recon the area. Oh no, he has this appointee, so he does one strafing run and then leaves. Oh my god, so anyway, my Tiger moves in. This is funny. Can't really come through here, because this thing is blocking it, and then this thing is just, you know, blocking them, which is hilarious. My Tiger moves in, which is going to take out this thing. Oh, wait, yeah, and he did a Stuka Bong and that T-76. Really didn't do much. He moves in his IS-2's like, okay, you're not going to kill my own unit. So the IS-2's, originally went through the ice. He backed up because he knew, like, oh, one shot, go through the ice. Is he going to go through it again? No, he's going to hug the wall. Fire more Panzerwerfers, destroy the area. Anyway, so this thing is just doing. I'm trying to deal with this infantry. Unfortunately, I had to retreat my guys over here because, you know, that's annoying. So this IS-2 finally moves in, is wants to show like, hey, I'm gonna beat this lone Tiger. The issue with that is, first off, well, he had some few unlucky rounds, you know, firing at will. So he's like, okay, I'm gonna get closer. So I try to remove this thing back, but I'm hugging this edge, okay? Here's the important thing, I'm hugging the edge, okay? So right now, again, he broke it, but my guy is still luckily enough, he can't see me. So I'm gonna go on his view. He can barely see my tank, so he has to get up really, really close to it, okay? The problem is, see, oh, what's this? This is my Pack 40. This is my 2-star Pack 40 coming in the flank. Flank. There we go. We're just gonna start hitting him. Plus, his Thug, plus my Tiger to come in. He's gonna be like, oh no, this thing's about to die. Have to retreat it. Have to retreat it. Knock out its main gun. He's like, oh no, I can make it. I can make it. Nope. Lily runs off. and blows up right next to this tank. We also take this area, and as you can see here with resources, they don't exactly have that many guys left, while we still have a ton of infantry left. My constant Katyusha strikes are not doing them any favors, and at this point they're currently voting to surrender. Probably knowing they... Oh, especially after that point, like, we just blew up their tank. Because again, the long-range elephant strike. At this point, he's like, oh no, I'm gonna counter. And they finally bring in Su-85s, which is something they probably should have done a long time ago to counteract, you know, the elephants. You know, have two long-range weapons going at each other. Might have been more effective. That's... He's bringing in another IS-2. They also do a Sturmovik strike to help support, but again, we just have way too much armor. Because look, Ryan has 2 elephants plus that. Not much infantry though. He's real light on infantry. And myself, I have 2 tigers plus the Panzerwerfer. I'm doing constant Katyusha strikes on these guys. I tried to blow up this area, you know, kill them. Didn't really work out. Funny enough, so we're firing long range. We're trying to take out that. I think what happened was, oh wow, that was a hit. Just instantly destroyed that pack. They have 1 IS-2, 2 elephants, plus 2 tigers. We are still holding this point with a guy that's barely alive. And up here, I tell these guys, heal my guys, and also grab this T-85, because you know, why the hell not? If it's a free tank, I'm going to grab a free tank. Now, I also... Wow, look at that. That was an amazing shot to the back of that tank. Again, double shot by these 2 elephants. Plus my constant Katyusha bombing. They have barely any guys left. And I think this is the point where they realize they can't win. So they have this Su-85 medium tank destroyer. Even with their range, I don't... Let's see. Who had that? Yeah, I don't... Let's see. Yeah, I don't... Even with that thing's scope, I don't think it really could have outshot these tanks. But anyway, even though they had these points, they still lost too many men. And with my Katyusha... Katyusha... It's not Katyusha, it's a Panzerwerfer? Yeah, it's a Panzerwerfer. With my Panzerwerfer strikes, they simply cannot hold up to our constant bombings. And that's the issue. First up, elephants, long range, very effective. They literally could not keep up with that fight. They honestly could not keep up with this thing firing long range with their armor, which, again, always kept them down. The second issue was the fact that my Panzerwerfer was completely destroying them. So, yeah, they had a Panzerwerfer, but unfortunately Ryan would constantly call, bombing strikes on them with his drop plane. Which is why I put these down, because we realized we're not really spending that much fuel, as you can see here. I think Ryan, yeah, we both had like over 300 fuel. We're not using it that much, because our tanks weren't dying. I mean, Ryan had like over 1,500 resources. He wasn't losing much, if anything. The main problem was just, using special abilities, which is why we refocused on munitions. But anyway, we covered our flanks by, again, mining up these areas, as you can see here, which completely stopped their advance, enough for our defensives here, for a tiger here, and my backup tiger here, to help assist and stop their flanking maneuver. And again, that's what you do. You pound the middle with long range fire, you hold your flanks, and then you do a critical strike when they have to move in. Because if you block the flanks, you're going to do a pikeman's charge, look that up, through the center. And, yeah, that doesn't end well. And you can look up in the Gettysburg battle how the pikeman's charge turned out. But anyway, that's this Company of Heroes 2 Let's Play. Let's Play commentary, what am I saying? It's pretty late. I hope you enjoyed this, and see you next time. Over here, unfortunately, they're being attacked by 2 tigers. Luckily, they have a T-34, but still, one T-34 is not going to hold out against all that. They did manage to take out 1 tank, which is great for them, but still. Wow, they've off-strooped, and now it's about to die. That guy's on fire! Anyway, so they are retreating their forces back to their lines. Unfortunately, as you can see here, they have both points. and they're having a bit of a comeback. Brown is also reinforcing the right side as orange troops did lose a lot.